is up, everybody? It's your boy Travis, aka Matsu here, and today I'm bringing you another episode of the Undaunted Raid set review. Today I'm going to be going over the starter decks, the Overhaul and Mirio starter decks, and just going to be giving a brief review on what the cards do and where I think they're going to see play in the competitive landscape, so to speak. Before we actually start, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Go check out PPG for all of your singles and sealed product, and go check out my Patreon and my socials. All that stuff will be in the description. Anyways, let's get right into it. We're gonna start with Mirio. So Mirio is a 628 with Air, Chaos, and Good. And in ants, your punch or slam attack gets +2 damage. You may change its zone. And then in ants, commit, discard 1 momentum, reduce this attack's damage to 0. Now, he's very simple. Very, very simplistic character design, but that does not mean by any means that he is bad. This character is extremely strong. He gets to turn Valiant Assault into a low attack that is for 6 damage, so it's more likely to hit because people don't hold low blocks. And you know, all the other infinite amount of things that he can do. Just being able to say, hey, don't touch me. I have this don't touch me button. I can just tap my face and discard a momentum to say this attack doesn't deal damage. Unless you have a bunch of other ways to like repump it. You know. This guy's good. Definitely could see him doing well or topping, winning an ROE. On to his attack, we have Phantom Clothesline. It's a 4-diff 4i for 4 with a 2 mid block and a 3 check, Fury and Slam. In ants, if the zone of this attack is mid, draw 1 card. And then in ants, if your rival is taking damage this turn, seal 1 rival foundation. This card's very good. In specifically him, there's not really a lot of ways to like change this to mid in a bunch of other like characters and stuff. So I don't think it's like the greatest card in characters outside of him, but in him it is very good. It is a 4 mid for 6 that draws you a card, which is strong. That's a good card. Like, that's good card evaluation. Or not evaluation, but card economy, I should say. In my words mixed up. On to the next card, we have Phantom Cross. Phantom Cross is a 4-diff, 5 mid for 3 with a 2 mid block and a 3 check. Breaker 1, punch and slam. In ants, name an attack zone, high, mid, or low. This attack gets +2 damage for each other attack in your card pool with the chosen printed attack zone. So this is kind of like Funny Punch adjacent or focused attack for those that aren't in the know. It gets damage based on the number of other zones that you name that you have in your pool. And this thing has the potential to just get very large, and it has a high base speed. I think this has a decent chance to see play and do well at a major event. On to the next card, we have Phantom Charge. Phantom Charge is a 3-diff, 3 mid for 2 with a 2 low block and a 3 check. Charge and slam. In ants, if the zone of this attack matches the printed zone of another attack in your card pool, it gets +1 speed and +1 damage. So, this is a 4 mid for 3 on a 3-diff, but wait, in Giro, it has the charge keyword, so an Air Giro, or Good Giro if you really wanted to, it is more than likely a 4 mid for like 7, which is really good stats on a 3-diff. But obviously, a lot of things look better than they actually are when you're playing them in a character like Giro. Other than that, I think this card is more than likely just a locals tier card. I don't think it's going to see a crazy amount of play outside of that. On to the next card, we have, I believe, what is his foil attack from the decks? Schoolyard Smackdown. Schoolyard Smackdown is a 5-diff, 3 low for 4 with a 3 high block and a 3 check. Powerful 2, punch and slam. Response: after the zone of this attack is changed, it gets +1 speed and +1 damage. And then enhance: discard one attack from your card pool, change this attack zone to the discarded attack's printed zone. This card is great. It's a 5-diff, but it clears an attack from your card pool and makes itself a 4 low for 5 base. In Mirio, it is a 5 low for 8 base, essentially, as long as you played another attack before it, obviously. And that scales even better if you have his foundation, which we'll get to later. On to the next card, we have Repel Strike. Repel Strike is a 5-diff, 5 mid for 5, with a 3 check and a 1 mid block. Punch and slam. Response: after the zone of this attack is changed, your rival commits 1 foundation. And then enhance: commit 1 foundation, change the zone of this attack, it gets +1 speed and +1 damage. And then deadlock enhance: after this attack resolves, build it face down. Yeah, this card's great. I could definitely expect this card to see some amount of competitive play. It is essentially a 6-diff, 6 whatever zone for 6 that changes, that commits an opponent's foundation. And then in Mirio, it is a 6-diff, 7 mid, or not 7 mid, 6 mid for 8. Yeah, 6 mid for 8 with stun 2, which is like pretty good. And then if you have any other zone changers, obviously it gets bigger and the like pseudo stun scales. I definitely expect this card to see some amount of competitive play, even if it's only just a Mirio. On to the next card, we have Flying Scissor Kick. Flying Scissor Kick is a 5-diff, 3 low for 5 with a 2 low block and a 3 check. Kick and slam. Response: destroy 1 foundation. After you block with this card, the blocked attack is considered completely blocked. And then enhance: if this attack is not completely blocked, unflip 1 foundation. I think this card is pretty medium. I think it might see play. I'm not gonna say that this has a good chance to see play. I'm just gonna say that it might see play. Just because it doesn't even stop throws. Like, it's not actually an omni block. Actually, no. This card's not good. This card just is not it, for sure. I don't expect that card to see any amount of competitive play. Now, this card, I love this card. Banishing Repel Strike is a 4-diff, 1 high for 5 with a 2 mid block and a 3 check, EX2 and punch. Enhance: if the zone of this attack is low, ready 1 foundation that has not been readied this combat phase. And then enhance: if the zone of this attack is mid, commit 1 rival foundation. Now note, that is a target commit. You get to pick. It does not say your rival commits 1 foundation. I think this card's great. Even if you're just changing the zone once to make it a low and get a free ready, I think that's fine. So, yeah, I love this card. I just really love attacks that get like small incremental pieces of advantage that can help you out on a kill turn, and that's definitely what that card does. Like, I'm a huge fan of Knee Smash as well, and Knee Smash has like a very similar energy. Phantom Punch is our next card. It is a 4-diff, 3 mid for 4 with a 1 high block and a 3 check. Punch, slam, and stun 1. Enhance: if the zone of this attack has been changed, it gets +2 speed. And then deadlock enhance: this attack cannot be blocked by high blocks. I think this card's fine. It might see play. In Mirio, it's a 4-diff, 5 mid for 6 was, or 5 whatever zone for 6 was stun 1. So that's cool. On to the foundations. We have Combat Decisions. Combat Decisions is a 2 difficulty 6 check with a 2 low block. Enhance: flip: if your rival has played 3 or more attacks this turn, they commit 1 foundation. And then deadlock enhance: flip: this attack gets +2 speed and +2 damage. It does not count towards progressive difficulty for the rest of the turn. This card is insane. This card is a defensive commit to make your opponent commit on the good symbol, which is already trying to stun your opponent out, and on chaos and air, where, hey, you're also trying to stun your opponent out with indiscriminate shock. And it's a 6 check, meaning you can stack it with Jiro, and it has a relevant deadlock enhance that just says, hey, your opponent probably doesn't get to go to deadlock. Just giving an attack +2/+2 and saying it doesn't count towards progressive for the rest of the turn is crazy. This card is going to see competitive play for sure. On to the next card. We have Save a Million. Haha, I get it, because he's Lemillion. He's trying to, yeah, save a million people. Anyways, this is a 0-diff 5-check with a 3-high block response. Commit, after you block an attack, look at the top card of your deck, you may discard it. I don't think this card's very good. It might see play in some hyper defensive, like, turtle deck that really cares about knowing what the top card of its deck is so it can block well, but I don't think it's that great. Definitely not likely to see a bunch of competitive play. Now, cards that are likely to see competitive play, Nice Try is a 2-diff 5-check with a 3-low block and taunt. Enhance, commit, this attack gets -2 speed. Response, after your rival's combat phase begins, ready this foundation, playable while committed. This card is crazy. This card is so nuts. Imagine building this in off of new training method and then you just go, okay, I'll respond. I'll build it, I'll ready it during your combat phase. Or let's say I have like 2 of them on my board, I just use them to pass checks to play attacks or to build foundations, and then on your turn it's like I didn't even commit those 2 foundations at all. This card is crazy. This card's going to see so much play. On to the next card, we have Humble Hero. It is a 2-diff 5-check with a 3-low block. Response, at the start of your combat phase, if you have 0 momentum, add this card to your momentum. I'm generally pretty low on foundations that shove themselves into momentum from your stage. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I don't like turning my resources that aren't committed into not being a resource anymore, essentially. So yeah, don't think that one's gonna see much competitive play, but that's just my personal opinion. It might. I'm just not the biggest fan of cards like that. The Big 3 is a 1/5 with a 3 mid block. Enhance, flip if there are 3 or more attacks in your card pool, draw 1 card. And then Deadlock Enhance, change the zone of your attack, it gets +1 speed. This is really premium card draw. Well, not really premium, but it is good card draw. It is no calling for backup, but it gets the job done. For any aggressive deck that's trying to go wide or wants to build a bunch after it attacks, this is a card for you, and I think it has a decent chance of seeing competitive play. On to his foil foundation from the starter deck, Lemillion of the Big 3. It is a 2-diff 5-check with a 2-high block and unique. Enhance, your high attack gets +1 damage. Enhance, your mid attack gets +1 speed. Enhance, your low attack gets +1 damage. So, on every repetition of you changing the zone, you can use one of these enhances to get +1 damage or +1 speed, whether it's a high gets damage, mid it gets speed, low gets damage, so on and so forth. I think this card's great. I think this has a good chance to see competitive play alongside Mirio at the very least. On to the next card, we have Permeation. Permeation is a 1/4 with a 2 mid block response. Flip after the zone of your attack is changed, your rival commits 1 foundation. Okay, that's very good. Yeah, I think this card has a good chance to see competitive play, even if it's just in him, right? Like, just being a flip stun 1 essentially is very good. On to the next card, we have Unrivaled Combatant. 1/5 with a 3-high block. Enhance, flip, change the zone of your punch or slam attack, it gets +1 speed. This card is very good in conjunction with Lemillion of the Big 3. It's very good in conjunction with Repel Strike. Schoolyard Smackdown. Like, I think this card's just good. This card is just good. I think it's gonna see some amount of competitive play for sure. And then on to the last card, which is the card that I am the most excited about. We have Unbelievable Skill. Unbelievable Skill is a 3-diff 5-check with a 2 mid block. Enhance, destroy, build 1 slam attack that dealt damage this turn from your card pool face down. Now, Mirio has a lot of punch slams. And what do we have on this symbol that can pick up cards from our staging area that were built face down? Oh, we have Hardened Jab. We also have Copy Hardened, if you want to play that card, I guess. But this just enables you to clear your progressive, build that card down as a foundation, and then later on you can play like a Hardened Jab to pick back up the attack you built down, play it again, do all that kind of cool stuff. I really love cards that encourage like the kind of niche loops and interesting like card pool touching stuff without being too strong, because this card's obviously balanced. It's a 3/5. It's non-unique, but it's a 3/5. So you still have to build it. If I had to give Mirio's kit a rating out of 10, I would give it an 8. He has a lot of good cards and a lot of things that are going to be meta relevant at some point throughout their life cycle, for sure. So I'm going to give it an 8. Let me know what you guys think. On to the next one, we have Overhaul. So Overhaul is a 6-hander with 27 health and Earth, Evil, Life. First enhance once per turn, build 1 card from your hand face down. Response, flip 1 foundation. After the block step of your attack, it gets +2 damage. If it deals damage, gain 1 health. And then enhance once per turn, you may play 1 face down card from your stage face up as your next card. Ignoring progressive difficulty, if it is your rival's turn, you discard a card. Now, it's important to note that the discard is not a cost, so if you play this ability with 0 cards in your hand, it will still resolve as intended. This guy is possibly the best character in the set, or honestly otherwise. This guy is nuts. He gets to build on your turn and my turn, every turn, all the turns. He gets to build all the time. And then also has insane synergy with Kirishima's kit, Hardened Jab, we were just talking about that card. Gets to play the futures now on life really well. Just very, very strong character. On to his attacks, we have Overhaul Assault. Is a 4-diff, 3-eye for 4 with a 2 mid block and a 3 check. Punch and stun 1. Deadlock, stun 2. If you have gained health this turn, this card gets -1 difficulty and -1 to its block mod. Sorry, definitely on there. Response, after this card is played from anywhere other than your hand, draw 1 card. Okay. I mean, this is just a good value attack in him for sure. Just not much really else to say about it. It's stun 1, it gets cheaper if you've gained health, and it gets easier to block with. Just a good card. On to the next card, we have Monster Dash. It is a 4-diff, 4 mid for 4 with a 2 high block and a 3 check. Charge and Fury. Enhance, if this attack was played from anywhere other than your hand, it gets +3 damage. And enhance, if this attack deals damage, you may build it face down during the end phase. Now, I'm not very big on this card because I'm not confident that a 4 mid for 4 is ever going to actually hit my opponent, meaning I don't think it's actually going to build down during the end phase. But in the weird scenario where it does, then I guess that's very good. But I just don't think it's going to happen very often. On to the next card, we have Monstrous Fusion, which is a 6-diff, 5 mid for 6 with a 2 low block and a 3 check. Slam, enhance, if this attack was played from anywhere other than your hand, it gains powerful 5. Okay, wow, that's a lot of damage. And then enhance, remove the top 3 cards from your discard pile. This attack gets +3 speed. Wow, so this is a base. Even if you just consider overall stats plus the stats from its second enhance, it is a 6-diff, 8 mid for 8. Wow, that's a lot of stats for a 6-diff. And then once you factor in the fact that it also has powerful 5 on top of that, so it can just randomly blow you out of nowhere. This card is great. I think this is going to definitely see some amount of play. On to the next card, we have a Reconstructed Record. It is a 5-diff, 4 high for 5 with a 3 check and a 2 low block. Fury, Punch, and Slam. While this card is in your card pool, your rival must flip 1 foundation as an additional cost to play keyword abilities. And then enhance, discard 1 card. You may play 1 face down card from your stage face up as your next form. Okay. I think this card's fine. It essentially just gives you another proc of Overhaul's Enhance, but it is a little worse than cards like Hardened Jab, so on and so forth. On to the next card, which is, I believe, the foil of the deck. We have Hardened Claw Crusher, which is a 5-diff, 3 high for 6, with a 1 low or 1 high block and a 3 check, stun 1, enhance, lose 2 health, that's cost. Add 1 rival foundation to the top of their deck, choose 1 non-unique foundation in their discard pile. Your rival builds the chosen foundation. And then enhance, remove 1 foundation, build the top card of your discard pile face down. Okay. So this is pretty good. This card is essentially a 4-diff. If you check a 3 on it, you just remove 1 of the foundations you committed to build the top card of your discard pile face down, and of course it's an attack, so that's pretty good as well. And then it also just gets rid of the best foundation in your opponent's staging area, which is just very good. And then because it could come up, if your opponent only has attacks in their discard pile, or a mixture of attacks and unique foundations or assets, whatever. Basically, as long as they don't have a target for Hardened Claw Crusher, this card says lose 2 health to debuild your opponent 1 foundation, and I find that absolutely hilarious. So yeah, I think this card is fine. I think it has a decent chance to see competitive play, but it's nothing extremely impressive. On to the next card, we have Slap Mr. Compress, which is a 4-diff, 4 mid for 4 with a 3 check and a 2 high block. Powerful 2 and slam. Response after you play this card from anywhere other than your hand, discard 1 rival momentum. And then enhance, lose 1 health, destroy 1 face down rival foundation. I absolutely love the flavor on this card. And I also really like that this card just says lose 1 health to pop a foundation. Like, this card is great. There's a lot of strategies that can very easily utilize this enhanced lose 1 health, destroy 1 face down rival foundation. Definitely a good one. And also the fact that it's also momentum hate on top of that. Love it. On to the next card, we have Stalagmite Piercer. It is a 4-diff, 3 low for 5 with a 2 mid block and a 3 check, breaker 1 and ranged. Enhance, if this attack is completely blocked by a non-attack card, your rival loses 2 health. And then enhance, if an attack has been played from anywhere other than your hand this turn, this attack gets +2 speed. Okay. I think this card's just, I don't think this card's very good. I think this card is a locals level card. I don't think it's going to see that much play. Like, yeah, it's a base 5 for 5, but it doesn't have great keywords because it's a ranged attack, and just not really very synergistic with like the rest of what he's trying to do. So on to the next card, we have Tremor Eruption, which is a 4-diff, 2 low for 6 with a 3 check and EX2 and slam. Response after this card is played from anywhere other than your hand, flip 1 rival foundation, and then enhance, if this attack is blocked, your rival commits 1 foundation. I don't think this card's that great either. I don't think it really does enough. It is a very low base speed, super easy to block. And the punishment for blocking it is stunning 1. Like, it's not that good. On to the foundations, we have a Cooperation Offer, which is a 2-diff, 5 check with a 3 mid block. Enhance, flip, return this attack to its printed zone. This attack gets -3 speed, and then enhance, commit, if this attack was played from anywhere other than your hand, it gets +2 damage. Now, this card's great. This card's going to see play literally everywhere. It is flipped from -3 speed with a somewhat relevant other effect against specific characters, you know, like Sero, Mirio, stuff like that. Anyone playing Think Fast. But yeah, this card's great. Definitely going to see play. And then it also has the randomly relevant other effect of, if this attack was played from anywhere other than your hand, it is also a damage pump. On to the next card, we have Converting Captured Pieces. It is a 2-diff, 5 check with a 2 high block and enhance, commit. This attack gets +1 damage for each of your face down foundations, maximum 3. And then Enhance, once per turn, discard 1 momentum. If you have more face-down foundations than your rival, draw 1 card. This card's a pretty good payoff for having face-down foundations. It is also damage pump and just a way to turn your momentum into extra card draw. On to the next card, we have Experimenting on Quirks, which is a 1 diff, 5 check with a 3 high block, and Enhance Commit. If you have 3 or more face-down foundations, your attack gets +2 speed. And then first Enhance, lose 1 health. If this attack deals no damage, gain 2 health. This card's great. I think this card is like the ultimate 1 or 2 of all time. This card just sits on board and like nets you so much health throughout the game if you're trying to play a longer game. And the amount of mind games and stuff you can do with it is very good. On top of the fact that it's also just a commit for +2 speed, which is pretty good in this like style of deck, where you're definitely always going to have like 3 face-down foundations. On to Hand of Confession, which is a 2 diff, 5 check with a 2 mid block and ally. When you build this card during the combat phase, build it committed. Enhance, add this card to your card pool. Build 1 card from your card pool face down committed. Then Deadlock response, card pool, flip after your rival plays a card, they reveal their hand. Yeah, this card's crazy. The amount of stuff that has now opened up because of this card, not only Hardened Jab, copy Hardened, just any way to pick up foundations. On life, you can Lost in Thought things. This card is just fantastic. Definitely going to see competitive play. On to the next one. We have Reconstruction, which is a 1 diff 5 check with a 3 mid block. Enhance, remove, build the top card of your discard pile face down. And then Overhaul response, after you play an attack from anywhere other than your hand, it gets +1 speed. Yeah, I mean, this card's great. It just gives free stats in the character because you're just going to be doing that thing naturally anyways. And then it also lets you build stuff that's on top of your discard pile so you can play it with your character if it's, you know, for example, something that you might want to attack with or a foundation that you might need for a specific matchup. On to the next card, we have Loving Father. It is a 2 diff, 5 check with a 2 low block and response, destroy 1 face down foundation. After an attack is played, it gets plus or minus 1 speed. And then Enhance your attack, remove if the top card of your discard pile is a copy of this attack, add it to your hand. This card's great. Blowing up a committed resource for -1 speed is something I'm always down for. And then it also just says when we draw the gas, we draw more gas, which is very good. Onto the foil foundation of Overhaul side of things. Monstrous Ferocity is a 2 diff 5 check with a 2 mid block, Overhaul Breaker 1, and unique. Response, after you play this card from anywhere other than your hand, draw 1 card. When this card leaves your card pool, remove it. And then Enhance Commit, you may try to block with this card, or block this attack with this card from your stage. This card is good specifically in Overhaul. I don't think it specifically does much in other characters. I mean, it might be a fine one of, but I don't know. Just not particularly amazing, but it has a decent chance to see competitive play because Overhaul is going to see competitive play. On to the next card, we have Serum Bullets, which is a 0 diff 5 check with a 3 low block, tech, and weapon. Response, after you play this card, your rival commits 1 foundation. Yeah, this card is going to see a lot of competitive play, but not specifically because of Overhaul. It's going to see play because it is a low block weapon for Momo that also has a defensive response to commit a foundation when you block with it. This card is insane in that character, and you should definitely be on the lookout for that. On to the last card of Overhaul's deck, we have Taking the Gloves Off, which is a 1 diff 4 check with a 2 low block, Enhance, flip 1 committed rival foundation, and then Deadlock, Enhance, flip, destroy 1 rival foundation. This card is really good for the I'm gonna flip your entire board strategy that, like, for example, Odrio 1 has, characters along those lines, and it's also pretty decent in Overhaul. I'm gonna say this card has a decent chance to see competitive play because historically target flipping things is pretty good, especially for a spam with a relevant Deadlock Enhance. Anyways, if I had to give Overhaul's kit a rating out of 10, I would have to give it a 9 out of 10. His character is fantastic. His cards, for the most part, are fantastic. Definitely looking forward to having the starter decks come out. What are you guys excited for? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out PPG for all your singles and sealed product. Check out my Patreon and other stuff down in the description below. This has been Travis, aka Matsu, signing out, and have a wonderful day.
What is up, Matsu Nation? Thank you for watching till the end of the video. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. And check out all my socials and my Patreon. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and sayonara.